Good morning and welcome back to the farm. Well, as promised, we're talking about the chickens today and all about our chicken coop. I thought now would be the appropriate because I've kicked all the chickens out and we need to clean it. So to start with, this building is a Keeter 6x8 kit. We ordered online and they delivered right to our house. It went together fairly easy with just Ian and I, but we did come across some problems. One, make sure to do it all at once in the location that you're going to do it. We had to move it several times while we were in the process of building it, and that just seemed to cause some problems. But otherwise, it's a great building. It's made out of resin, so unlike metal, it won't heat up and roast your chickens. It also has 2 vents, and we're talking about putting a fan in there for the hotter weather, and we'll definitely add a heat lamp for the cooler weather. Also, I have it closed right now, but you can see there's a door right there that we put on, and the hole was pre-made. It's made to have a window, and we opted, instead of doing a window, to make that our chicken door. Inside, we haven't built our nesting boxes yet, but that is a future video that you'll get to join us for if you stick around. We added 2 roosting bars, and there's plenty of room for a 3rd if needed. And the ramp, when we first put them in here, we thought, oh, they'll just fly up and go out. They wouldn't. So we added the ramp. It's not attached to anything, so I'll pull it out while I'm cleaning and put it back, and whether they need it now or not, I'm not sure. It's just there for comfort for them now. This is our feeder, and it holds 20 pounds of feed, and we can add on to it. It's made to add on. It's also, it just clips on the side, so it's easy to take off if we need to remove it for any reason, but very easy to add to. It's free flow gravity feed, which is awesome. We ordered it from Premier One. We actually ordered 2 of them. One we're going to put outside, but we haven't done that yet. And highly recommend this feeder. It does come apart a little bit where this attachment comes in, but they really don't waste feed. Our chickens are hungry chickens. And then in our outer enclosure here, which you can see, I threw out some lettuce and feed for the chickens while I have them locked up, or locked out, I guess. The overall enclosure space is about 30 by 16, give or take, because it's shorter on the far end than this side. And that's more space than this many chickens needs. But as you can see, they have gone through and scratched it pretty well. It used to look like this, with lots of green and dandelions and stuff, and they've only been out here, they haven't even been out here a month, or maybe just at a month, and they've scratched it up pretty good. So this is our water, and it is an 8-gallon vacuum lock water. So if you undo the top without closing the valve at the bottom, it'll all just flow out. But if you close the lock, unscrew the top, it'll hold. And then when you screw the top, it locks back up, so you can open the valve and it will only fill up to the top of the valve down there. But with 8 gallons, that will keep these girls going on a hot day without me having to come out and water midday. In the back over here, we have our bag of sand, which we really should dump out for a feather bath, but we have not gotten that out yet. That'll be something that I'll probably do after I'm done cleaning today. As these girls, they already dust themselves up with the dirt and whatever's in our ground here. So you can see we also have the stump, which is great. They love to play Queen of the Stump. And I added swings because what's better than chicken on a swing? And they love, well, they don't. Some of them love to swing. They enjoy getting up there and just resting and swinging, and it's fun enrichment. I always try to think of, well, we don't, just run around on the ground. Why should they? And we also have some bars that we'll add for roosting bars in the post at a later point in time. Okay, got it all cleaned out and some fresh shavings put in. And I thought I'd take a minute and talk about our feed. We are currently feeding. They're still on chick feed. Once they finish this, they'll go on a grower feed until it's about laying time, and then they'll go on a layer feed. We buy this. It's non-soy, no GMOs, from a local feed mill up in Spokane, Natural Feed Farms. And the chicks love it. They really enjoy having all of those fresh, natural seeds and legumes and everything in there. We also do an appropriate size grit. We just feed that out in their pen, and so they can come and get it as they need it. I think that about does it for the chickens in the coop. I'll make sure to link everything that we talked about in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe, and can't wait to see you next week.
Okay, so we are back in the bee yard. It has been a long time since we did a bee check. A little longer than I expected, but I was on the road working. So let's get suited up, get our gear ready, and let's take a look at how these bees are doing. So of the equipment that I have with me today, I've got my smoker, I have a couple hive tools, I have some new entrance reducers just in case I need them, I have a frame holder, and of course I have my bee jacket with veil and my gloves. First thing I need to get done is I need to get the smoker started. The new kit that I bought with extra supplies came with these smoke pellets, so I'm going to try a couple and see if we can get this smoker started. Okay, we got our smoker smoking. Let's get ready to open up these hives. As you can see, it is tight. And it's moved, it's shifted as well.
Oh my goodness. Dripping honey.
So, you see this right here? See all this? This is all white cap honey that they are building on top of the frames. This means we got to get that second box on. So, as you can see, the bees and I are friends. Well, maybe it's the little bit of honey I have on my jacket, but they're pretty calm. They're not having any strong opinions of me other than, ooh, I have a little bit of honey. They're gentle creatures. We just gotta take care of them. So far I've checked half these frames. Seen a lot of eggs, a lot of cat brood, a lot of honey. Well, that's all the extra honey over there. And now, we're gonna keep looking. I haven't seen the queen yet, so if I can find her, I will show her off to you. Okay, so I just checked all 3 of the hives, and I got some interesting observations to share with you. So, the first thing I noticed is that hive 1 and 2 both got sugar water. Hive 3, which is behind me over here, didn't. I tried to put some sugar water in that little feeder, that little, what's it? Right there. That's a little chicken water we got with the chicks. So I tried to fill that up with sugar water, but when I gave it to them, it spilled completely open and spilled sugar water all over the cinder blocks and all over the base. So if they were going to get any of that sugar water, they were going to have to scrounge for it. So hive number 3, no sugar water. However, really great activity. They're calm, they were friendly, had a lot of capped brood and eggs, and some decent amount of honey. I would say it's doing well. Definitely not ready for a second box on top, but doing pretty well. Over here we have hive 2, obviously. Hive 2 did get sugar water. And if you saw earlier in the video, just like hive 1, there was excess honey and wax that I had to pull out of there, scrape off, just so that I could make sure the lid would properly fit again. Hive 2 was a little concerning. I did not see as many eggs as I would have liked. I saw a lot of capped brood, I saw a lot of larvae, I saw a lot of honey. I did not see the queen, and I did see some eggs, but not a ton. So that tells me the queen was in there at least within the last 3 days. And all other signs show to a healthy hive. I'm going to do one more check in the morning on them, or maybe later in the day when it gets a little warmer, just to see if I can find the queen. I might wait till tomorrow, give them some time to calm down. But right now, hive 2 is going to get a second box. Emily just painted them. They look great. I have extra frames in the shop. We'll put them in there. Now, let's go talk about hive 1. Okay, so this was hive 1, and it looked great. I saw plenty of eggs, plenty of honey. In fact, this is the hive that had excess honey, excess wax, things that I needed to scrape off the top in order for the lid to fit down, just like hive 2. I did not see the queen, but I saw a ton of eggs and larvae and capped brood. I saw everything that I want to be seeing. So that made me really happy. I have no concerns about this hive. None whatsoever. I did take out the feeders because they were almost, I would say almost 3/4 of the way through the frames. So this one will probably get a second box on top as well. I'm hesitant on whether or not I should add a feeder to hive 3 to kind of give them a little bit of a boost, or to just leave them be. I've heard online that if you don't give them sugar water, sometimes it can actually make your bees more likely to forage and more likely to get out and explore and not be as dependent on the sugar water. So I have 3 hives. You know, beekeeping is a science. Maybe I'll just leave them be. Leave them be. We shall see. So here's all the excess wax and honey and a little bit of larvae that I collected from the top of the frames inside the beehives. She's still trying to get that honey that I stole from her. I didn't mean to steal it. I just wanted my lid to fit properly. I feel a little bad that this bowl has some larvae. However, I know if I leave it out for a little bit, they should come out and clean it all up. What I plan on doing is I plan on taking all of this wax, melting it down, and maybe using it on certain tree branches or locations that I will want my bees to congregate around. You know, every year bees swarm. That means that every year your beehives will split. And when they swarm, they're going to go off and land on a tree branch or land somewhere where they can stop, have a rest, and let the scouts go out and find a new location. It's called a bivouac. And if I can take a little bit of this beeswax and melt it down, I can coat it on a heavy-duty tree branch, and I could make my own bivouac. Kind of entice them. Hey, land here. That way it'll be easier for me to collect them and put them in new boxes. So that's it for the beekeeping journey for today. A little bit of cleanup to do. I was a little worried because I've been gone for a while. You know, I work as an over-the-road truck driver when I'm not here on Strom Farm, and I was a little nervous just because I wanted to make sure my bees are doing well. They're doing well. They're doing well. I didn't need to worry. Gotta have patience. So now I gotta go ahead and get everything cleaned up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
So, just a end of the video update. After that first portion of the chickens parts of the videos were made, we had a predator attack. We're fairly certain a dog. And we lost over half of our flock. So, just to show you what we're doing to prevent that in the future, we are adding logs around the perimeter, and we'll go in and we'll still backfill that with dirt as it becomes available from our other projects. But we are so sad for the loss. It's a part of the game, but it's not a fun part. Thanks for watching. Bye!